In today's video, we will be talking about mutations and everything you need to know about them. Okay, before we talk about mutations, I would like to use the example of baking. So, what happens in baking? We usually follow a set of instructions, right? Or a recipe in this case. So, let's say we want to make cookies, right? Cookies have a set of instructions as well. Let's think about what happens when instructions are not followed and the cookies turn out to be not what we had imagined, right? So, in our example, we have Mark and Maisie. They have decided that they would like to bake some cookies, but instead of following the recipe, they thought maybe they could eyeball the recipe. So, as a result, unfortunately, since Mark and Maisie did not follow the recipe, the cookies did not come out as they had hoped. Okay, so you're probably thinking, how does this connect to mutations? So, DNA sequencing follows a set of instructions similar to baking. There are also a set of instructions. When those instructions are not followed, that results in mistakes. With baking, it would be the finished product not looking as one would expect. In DNA sequencing, those mistakes would result in mutations, which could cause havoc on the body. Okay, so what are mutations? Mutations are a mistake or changes that have occurred to DNA that causes for misinformation to be carried by genes. That can sometimes cause permanent damages. So let's talk about mutations. Previously, we stated what a mutation was. But what happens as a result of mutations? When a mutation has occurred, that results in a permanent damage because DNA has been copied with those mistakes during cell division. Okay. If you click the link on this video, it'll explain it a bit more and show you in 3D detail DNA mistakes or mutations. Okay, let's talk about results of mutations now. So, some examples could be that mutations can cause conditions such as cystic fibrosis or cancer as a result of continuous mutated cells. Another one could be cell death, which is also known as apoptosis. And lastly, our last example is changes to encoded DNA that can be good or bad. I say good or bad because sometimes mutations allow us to have variations, which is good, but there's also bad examples of mutations such as the cystic fibrosis, cancer, and other examples. Now let's talk about types of mutations. The first one is germline mutations, which are changes that occur in a productive cell that then get passed down by the offspring. Our second example is chromosomal mutations, which alters a chromosomal structure. This will usually occur when chromosomes are in the process of being rearranged. So, this example could be the cystic fibrosis. Another one is point mutations, which are when there is a change done to a single nucleotide. Believe it or not, this could cause a lot of damage as well. And the last example is frame shift mutations, which is a genetic mutation that is caused by a deletion or insertion in a DNA sequence. Now, I have not mentioned all of the mutations, these are just the main four different classifications. For example, if we wanted to get deeper into point mutations or chromosomal mutations, there are different types, such as inversion, deletion, duplication, and translocation for chromosomal mutations. And that is all that I have for you today. Hopefully, this video made it a little bit more manageable.